more than 2,000 miles from AU, withdrawn from the queer community that has shaped my identity, struggling to communicate in Spanish and acclimate to Mexican culture, I ask myself a question I thought I already knew the answer to. What does it mean for me to be gay? Moreover, I've begun to ask myself why this is so important to me. Why is it not enough to gossip about cute Mexican boys? Why does my sexuality need this inherent meaning? My friends would tell me to get out of my own head, but since arriving here, my queerness has become culturally unrecognizable. I know that I should be open to challenging my identities, but this is easier said than done. I remember my roommate approaching me one evening. ¿Tienes novia? Do you have a girlfriend? Have you ever? Why not? He was standing in front of me, stripped to his underwear, and I realized that I had never said it in Spanish before. I didn't know what American football-playing Mexican men thought about gay boys like me, or which stereotypes I needed to counter. But the silence was palpable, and I hope he didn't hear the panic in my voice or the scrape of the closet door shutting behind me. The next day I told him, and everything turned out fine. Puedes vestirse sin preocupación, no me gustan los chicos atléticos. And we both shared a laugh. You can get dressed without worrying. I'm not into athletes. Over the following months, I came out many times, in many ways, slipping it into conversation and claiming my queerness. I wrote weekly LGBT columns in our school newspaper under the heading La Esquina Arcoiris, the Rainbow Corner. And although there wasn't an explicit space for me on campus, I tried to create one for myself. The way I saw myself as a gay man and the way that others perceived me didn't always match up. What I learned, however, was that the label gay could mean many things at once, both in Mexico and in the US. While it was important that I sought outlets for my queer activism, it's also okay that for my roommate, my sexuality simply meant that I wouldn't be bringing any girls home. These aren't contradictions, but rather evidence that my identity is complex and dynamic. My sexuality is a source of pleasure and resistance, anger, pain, empowerment, and truth. Although not all of these traits were recognizable in Mexico, I've learned that they do not have to be mutually exclusive.